Thanks, Brandon. Dustin, we just want to run through a few things here with you before we get started. Um, had a couple questions for you, get you out there and get you talking to the people and get some more people in the stands and get these kids some more support. But I'd like to welcome you all, like Brandon said, to the Drew's Barbershop pregame show. I'm here with the Raider head coach Dustin Goins. Thanks for joining us, Dustin. What I'd like to start off with, we've got two games tonight, a seventh grade game and an eighth grade game. And what we're going to do is just go ahead and run through both so that you can get in there and we don't have to interrupt you again, let you coach your team. It's been a few days since the seventh grade bunch has been on the field last Thursday. How's practice been going?
Practice has been going good. We just we focus on getting 1% better every day, and we've got our kids believing in that, and they do really well with that. We've picked up a couple players that'll be eligible when they get their time in. We got those 10-day you have to be in before you can start actually playing in games. And those kids will help us out a lot also.
That's awesome. The more the better, and the more that we get this out there and the more success that you have, the by nature more kids will come out. With that being said, you're 3-0 at the seventh grade level, having outscored your opponents 84-0, beating Corbin, Northern, and Knox Central, some pretty perennial powerhouses at the upper level. One thing I'd like to ask you is, like, when you start off like that, and you're so dominant, how do you find things to work on in practice?
We do the same thing every day. We always do a defensive circuit, offensive circuit. We break down to a whole lot of individual. When you get into middle school football and you're coaching three different grades, you don't get much practice time once season starts. It's a pregame. I mean, we're playing 2 and 3 games a week, so it's a lot of pregame. We break down into a lot of individual drills. At the end, we usually try to go about 30, 45 minutes with teams, and we'll run our sixth grade offense against seventh grade defense, and then we run our seventh grade offense against eighth grade defense, and vice versa with all the groups. And that seems to help us out. Our kids know when they need to let up some on the younger kids, and that helps us a lot going up against teams that are a little bit stronger.
That's excellent that you got the numbers out to do that, and those kids know that those eighth graders that go against the seventh grade bunch, they're not going to go full force, because we don't want to injure our own. We don't want to injure anybody, but we don't want to knock one of our own out by getting practice in. But that's been a thing that McCreary struggled with at the high school level and every level for years, is not having the numbers to put a good defense out against your first team offense, and it's good that you've been able to remedy that. Building off of that, how do you keep the kids from becoming complacent?
We teach our kids to 1% better every day, and that's something that Coach Galloway, whenever he was helping us out and in the weight room, has helped us a whole lot. We tell our guys that we treat every game like it's the state championship game. So we got to go in. We know we're going to make mistakes, but we go to the game films and watch, hey, this is what we need to be working on this week. This is what we need to be working on that week. And we tell our guys every day, you can be beat. There's a team out there that can beat you. But we just got to give 110% every play, and that's all we can ask of our kids.
That's awesome. That's awesome. You talked about scouting. You talked about seeing game film. You've watched Southern, no doubt, watched them on film, maybe even caught them in person.
Yes, sir.
What do they do well, and where do you know of anything specific that you?
They're going to try to spread out a little bit. They do run sweeps pretty well. They try to throw a lot of screens. We've made adjustments this week during practice that I think is going to help us out tremendously in the game tonight.
Deal. Is there anything with your team that you've noticed in practice that you've intentionally thought about and wanted to go in and be like, I got to correct this?
We've struggled a little bit with conditioning, so we picked our conditioning up, and we've been heavy on, we hit hard, we don't tackle well. So we're hitting tackling circuits every day, and team tackling. We're struggling getting 5 or 6 guys on the ball. We're making solo tackles. We want to see 5 or 6 on the ball every single play.
Yes, sir. I did notice that over at Whitley County the other night. There were people getting to the ball, but the help wasn't coming.
Yes, sir.
And it got better later on in the game, but it's most likely because you saw that and coached it within the game. All right. While you guys are loaded with talent, I just wanted to spotlight a couple people this game, and we'll change it up and talk about other kids. But first of all, the quarterback Tatum Watson. Last year, when this bunch went to the state finals, Tatum wasn't the full-time quarterback.
No, he wasn't. It was an adjustment that we made over the summer, and we talked to the kids that Tate Calhoun had played quarterback, and we've decided for the team, and those guys as teammates decided, hey, let's change it up a little bit and try to get a little bit better look, just skill-wise and getting players the ball and stuff.
Yes, sir, and that's an excellent problem to have, multiple people that you can put in there and feel comfortable taking the snap. So that's an excellent problem to have, right? And another one was the second guy I wanted to talk about was what has Cabron Perry's emergence as a primary back done for your team?
Cabron Perry he's the most growth kid from last year that we've had. He's matured a whole lot. Really good kid. He come out. Last year he didn't play running back very much. We had him out as a receiver. He's gained a little bit of muscle, a little bit of weight. We use him very well. He runs the ball very well for us. And Cabron's just that kid that don't care to lower his head and hit you.
I got to coach him a couple years at the youth level, and that's what I saw from him. He sure didn't care to hit the biggest kid on the field. He sure didn't do it. And now it's no surprise when he does it now. Final question about the seventh graders: what do you have to do to win?
We got to play 110% every play, no matter if we mess up. We got to make sure we're going full speed at it. We tell these kids, hey, you're going to mess up, but if you're going 110%, it's going to come out in the good. And turnovers, we can't have turnovers. If you have 2 turnovers, you shouldn't win a ball game. And that's the thing that we get these kids is, hey, let's win that turnover ratio. If we don't have turnovers, or if we can turn them over as much as we are, then we got a chance to win ball games.
Okay, just real quick here. Don't want to keep you much longer, but we'll get through this now. For the 8th grade, they're 3-0 as well. They beat Knox, Corbin, and then Saturday you beat Bell. While they haven't been as dominant as the 7th grade, they've done what it took to get the job done. I've always been someone that said that a team will take the attitude and the demeanor of their coach. How important is it for you in close games like the Knox Central game that come right down to the last pass for you to keep your cool so that your players keep theirs?
It's really good. We've actually got Virgil Lewis up in the box, and he's an older coach. He keeps us young coaches in line. Hey coach, you need to settle down a little bit. Me as a coach, I would rather coach in games that are close, coming down to the last 2 minutes of the ball game, instead of going out and beating somebody by 30, 40 points or getting beat by 30 or 40 points. We as a coaching staff have those tight games that's helped us out a whole lot when it comes down to the playoff time and then the regular season toward the end of the season.
Yeah, when you get into late October and early November when your conference stuff starts, these blowouts aren't going to prove as useful as those close games to where you had to do something to pull it out at the end. So that's excellent. I want to spotlight a couple players at the 8th grade. First, I want to talk about Knox Wilson. How does his leadership skills influence his teammates? And how did him leading both the 7th grade and the 8th grade last year get to his development, help his development?
Knox is one of the most respectful kids, and he keeps this team in line. He also, last year, he run that 8th grade quarterback. We struggled a little bit with the quarterback at the 8th grade. We moved Knox up. He played 7th and 8th grade. Knox is just an awesome kid on the field and off the field in the classroom. It's really important to me that I have teachers come up and say, hey, coach, Knox is helping us out do this. Knox is helping us do that. Knox is getting on to these kids over stuff that they're doing in class. Guys, I wouldn't trade Knox for another quarterback in the state. I think he's one of the kids that come up. He makes really good plays. He don't ever complain if the line ain't blocking. He comes out, he tells you what you can fix to help out in the game. So Knox is a big part of this team.
Yes, sir. I have him. Luckily, I get to coach him in baseball, and he does the same thing. And they've thanked. I've had a couple teachers thank me because they said a player made the comment that they had to do this or they wouldn't be able to play baseball. So you've got your guys doing the same thing. That's wonderful. The next kid I want to talk about is the anchor of that line, Carter Snyder. Talk about Carter and how important he is to the rest of him and the rest of the line are to the team and the baseline of getting things going for this team.
Carter is the heart of that team. He makes sure that all of our guys know what they're doing. We call Carter the beast because there's not many people that'll line up in front of him and that he can't control. And we've proven that to some kids that we've played going on in the game. Well, they're trying to double team Carter, all that, and we let Carter eat. I mean, that's what he does. We're getting him to where he's hitting the weight room really hard, and he's going to be a big expert for the team up at the high school level.
That's excellent. We talked about that on the radio at the Bell County game at Whitley County. There late in the game, he blocked the kid on an extra point all the way into the end zone. The kid got so frustrated he swung at him, and because Carter, and we talked about it, Carter had just been dominating him, and frustration took over for that kid.
Yeah, our line, we've struggled. We had an injury with one of our 8th grade linemen, and we've had to move some kids around. And we've had kids come up that's on the line and say, "Hey, coach, I know, I think I would be better at guard." So we've talked to that line. You're going to see some of our line in different positions tonight. We're going to try and figure out what we can do best when it comes November and we're in the playoffs.
Right. Do you think that you'll have that kid that's injured back in a few weeks, or?
No, he will probably be out this year. He's in. I think he broke his tibia, maybe ankle. He's in a full cast right now. So, I mean, it was a bad fall for us, but the guys have stepped up and girls have stepped up on the team, and we've made good adjustments to it.
That's awesome, and good luck to that young fellow that's hurt, and we'll welcome him back as soon as he's able. What you got to do to win at the 8th grade level?
It's the same way. We can't turn the ball over. Our offense has got to be able to throw the ball around. I know I'm a run-heavy coach, but we've got to this year. We've spread it out a little bit, and we got really good receivers, really good quarterback, really good line. So we've been working hard on that. We've been working hard on the pass block. We've struggled with it, but Coach Lewis has come down and guys, he's helped us out a lot on the line. Will, the trainer, Will played college football over at Union. Will's a really good guy. He don't get him go to most games with us, but he's at every practice. He makes sure that when we're in lineman groups, he's down there working with them, and we really appreciate Will.
Will's an asset. I didn't know that he was doing that, but he's an asset on as a trainer, and even being able to help you with that, that's even better. All right, Coach Goins, I'd like to thank you for joining us for the Drew's Barbershop pregame show, and wish you guys the best